For anyone listening or for anyone that catches this later on who is in a similar sort of family business ecosystem and they're seeking guidance and maybe they don't know where to look, they don't know where to turn, what would be your top one or two recommendations for that person listening who needs some help?
So I would make that twofold. I would say understand what you don't know. Don't wing it, right? These are, when you're transitioning a family business, one of the really challenging things to unpack and understand is that there's real relationships at stake, and it's more important than just the numbers. Right? If I was a venture capitalist, I could assess a business on the numbers. I can make a business transaction, decide what I want to pay for a business, what I don't want to pay for a business. And I really wouldn't care about anybody's feelings. But you know what? I spend the holidays at my dad's table still. I visit my uncle. I spend New Year's at my uncle's, right? Like this, you want to preserve those relationships. So there is a tendency to, at many times, especially on younger generations, myself included, to fly off a little half-cocked with how you want this to unfold. Understand that there's a broader perspective. There's more impacts than are seen in most other businesses. And I would say, understand what you don't know. I would tell people to read. There are a ton of great opportunities out there in terms of business books that are key to transitioning business and understanding how to professionalize a business. Enterprise Value is a great example of one. Good to Great. There's many, and if people follow me on LinkedIn, I am constantly spitting out book ideas and recommendations for people. And then I would say get the appropriate counsel that you need. There were very few things that were more difficult for us in some of our transitions and some of our growth than paying really high-priced lawyers and really high-priced consultants and really high-priced accountants. It's a really hard hill to get over, but the reality is they're critical to doing this professionally. They're critical to making sure that all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, all of the various expectations are being met, all of the various constituencies are being heard. These are really complex things because at the core of it, it's not business, it's family. Right. Yeah. And especially for me, I can credit my dad and my uncle with this. I can credit with my grandfather and my great uncle with this. Family was what was first. And that doesn't say that doesn't happen all the time, but by and large, family was incredibly important to them. And I can speak for myself. The decisions we make in the business today are secondary to the decisions we want to make for our families. And I think that's really important perspective for people to keep in mind.